Hello and good day, Welcome to the Super Good Camping Podcast. My name is Pamela.
And I'm Tim.
And we are from supergoodcamping.com. We are here because we're on a mission to inspire other families to enjoy camping adventures such as we have with our kids. Today, because we're leading up to the holiday season and Black Friday's coming too, that we wanted to just offer up some Christmas gift ideas or holiday gift ideas for people, for those who enjoy camping. So I'm going to start off with the front country thing, since I'm a bit more of the front country girl. Hammock is one of the things on our list, and something I actually got for, I think it was a birthday last year, which we haven't had a chance to use yet to try it out, but it needs to be strung up just between the trees that are just exactly at the right distance and so on. So far we haven't actually used it, but it would make a great gift for somebody who's into especially front country camping. You don't want to lug too much extra stuff backcountry camping, but when you're car camping, it's fine. A fire starter kit is something especially for those of us that are trying to make Ontario Parks firewood go, might help. LED light strings, just to make your campsite pretty and festive. And collapsible dish tub, just for compactness of space. And travel backgammon board. We actually also picked up a travel or a backpacking cribbage board this year, and I kicked Tim's butt at cribbage several times in Algonquin.
I'm not playing it ever again.
And then binoculars, which is something you could take both front and back, depending on how big and heavy and clunky they are. But binoculars, especially if you happen to be in the parks around migration season, it would be awesome to be able to spot some of the birds migrating in and out, and if there's wildlife off in the bush that you're trying to get a bead on. And then as far as both front and backcountry things, a new mess kit, that's something that we've done a review on our YouTube channel, actually, of our favorite one, which is called a Bugaboo. And it's just everything you need. It's got plates, and it's got cups and bowls and pots and pans and lids for all of that. So anyway, it's really awesome and compact. Everything packs together into one thing, and it's not too heavy if you are taking it backcountry too. But you can check out the review on our YouTube channel. Our mosquito repeller, which is just for those of us that are particularly susceptible to the bug bites, that it's appreciated that we're fending them off. Solar charger, that's something we use a lot, just because we do take things that have rechargeable batteries with us, backcountry or front country camping. And so being able to charge those batteries up without having to run the car or have just wasteful batteries that we end up throwing in the garbage. Appreciate that. And
we don't throw them in the garbage, though. We make sure that they get recycled properly.
We dispose of them properly. A new headlamp, which is also something that was a gift idea from a couple of years ago. But that you can upgrade a lot of the things that somebody might already have in terms of their existing gear. So it might be like, oh, he's the person who has everything, he doesn't need anything. And maybe he doesn't need anything, but maybe he would like to have something that works better than his previous one, or something that's lighter or more compact than his previous one. So there's always an upgrade. That's the thing. The beauty of camping gear is you can always buy more, right, Tim?
I don't know what you're talking about. Upgrading, yeah, that was, we had a family member weirdly ask, just a very short period of time ago. And that was one of the things that occurred to me, was like, you know what? You don't always buy the right stuff, or you're trying to be a little budget friendly, so you maybe don't buy the one that you wanted. It never, there's always the possibility of upgrading. Right, and then you can somebody who's newer and just starting out or whatever, you can give them your older stuff, and it's awesome for them, and you have new awesome stuff. So it's all good.
Well, and the manufacturers evolve their products too. So something that you bought 5 years ago might be somewhat out of date as far as how it functions now, when there's something spanky new that works better.
Yeah, or like me, from back in the days of being in Scouts, I had a Swiss Army knife. It did all the things that I needed it to do, but it didn't do anything. Well, it knifed well. It didn't. It wasn't good pliers, all that sort of jazz. So upgrading to something like a Leatherman Wave would be a great idea. So I will tackle some of the backcountry things, and this is essentially just the list that the family member was. This is what I sent off when the inquiry came in. If if they're taking their phone in the backcountry, or a camera, rechargeable lights, etc., a good power bank is something to have. Something in a 20,000 milliamp hours, and then depending on how long they're going to spend in the backcountry, you can get them a solar charger so that they can bump it back up so they can charge their phone and stuff again. Satellite communication device. We did an episode on this. I couldn't tell you when, maybe a year and a half ago, something like that. I highly recommend it. I resisted for a long time, and since I got it, it's a great thing.
There may have been some nagging involved.
There may have been. Dehydrated meals. We have our own dehydrator, so Thomas and I make our own meals for the backcountry. But I know lots of people that get them from Mountain Equipment, REI in the States. What's the one? OTG meals are apparently quite good. I personally haven't tried them. We buy freeze dried egg crystals, and I think that's it for our backcountry. Oh no, I guess we get that pre-cooked bacon stuff. Shout out to Chris Prowse for that idea. I spent years no idea that they existed, so now I don't have to take crappy, because I can tell you that dehydrated bacon is terrible. It also doesn't last very long. What else? Oh, tenacious tape. So it's a great repair tool. It's like duct tape, but it's on steroids. If you get a leak in your tent, in your tarp, I've seen guys that have used it to repair a crack in a canoe. It's awesome stuff. It's a bit of a deal to get off later, but if your canoe doesn't sink between now and then, that's a good thing. I would also shout out binoculars, because they work well in the backcountry. Just you're going to be looking for lighter, probably slightly more delicate ones, but because I have a big pair and they're a poopy to lug around. But I'm cheap and I don't want to buy 2 pairs. Maybe. Let's think about that. Magazine subscriptions. So things like Explore Mag, National Geographic, Canada Geographic, or Canadian Geographic, Backpacker, things like that. They're awesome for when you can't be out camping, and you get to learn things. They have lots of guest writers and or good outdoor enthusiast writers on staff. You can learn tons. Books. My personal 3 favorite authors are Kevin Callan, Adam Schultz, and Hap Wilson. Adam Schultz is a brilliant storyteller with... if you're not paying attention, you won't catch his wit, but if you are paying attention, he's pretty sharp with the pointed sword of funniness. Kevin Callan, he's awesome, and a lot of his stuff is for lack of a better term, is flexible. It doesn't have to just pertain to... Although he does do a lot of canoe routes here in Ontario, a lot of the stuff that he writes about is applicable anywhere. And Hap is he's a huge advocate for protecting, in particular, Temagami region here in Ontario. But it's about the eco culture. Like that's sort of his thing. He's a great read. He's also steeped in history. He's got all the things. So they're very different authors, but I highly recommend all 3 of them. And then you're doing things like upgrading things, the Swiss Army knife into a Leatherman Wave. Pamela. So here's a perfect story. Pamela, I had a good, fairly expensive headlamp. It was a rock climbing headlamp, which is kind of what everybody used. And Pamela bought me one, I don't even know, I assume off Amazon or something like that, and it had 2 lights built into it, and one was like a floodlight, one was a spotlight. They came in varying intensities. I tried that puppy out the first time, went, oh my goodness, that is an awesome headlamp. So sometimes you just don't spot the one you want, and somebody else does spot it. There you go.
It's a Phoenix headlamp, just for anybody who's wondering.
I love it. It's great.
That's it for us for today. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you always. If you have any questions, please do feel free to reach out to us. Our email address is hi@supergoodcamping.com. That's hi@supergoodcamping.com. We are on all the social media. We would love to hear from you. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we have a YouTube channel, and we'd love to add to our subscribers there. So please do subscribe and or reach out to us. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye.
Bye.